Hey, I'm Michelle Crawford and I'm super keen to be able to film this quick 2-minute video all about my story and to be able to share some of myself with you. And I'm very used to speaking to people, used to speaking on video. I do a lot for my business. And one of the things that I notice is when I start to share my story, and the beginning of my story really, I guess, starts where I was born. I was born in Tasmania, and then I spent a lot of years growing up in a place called Taree, which is just north of Newcastle in Australia. And I was the third out of 4 girls. So my sisters always used to joke to me that I had the third child syndrome. So there's a lot of interesting stories around that. And then when I was around 18, 19, I started traveling a lot and going to work in war zones. And so I worked in a range of different refugee camps all over the world. So probably the one that you might remember the most is the Rwandese situation that happened in 1994 with the Hutus and the Tutsis. So I was working in a camp there that had 1 million people in it, and I was in charge of creating something called a follow-up program, which was designed to make sure that families stayed together after they crossed the border. So in amongst all this traveling around and getting a lot of really interesting experiences, my technical background is in human resource management. So I've worked across more than 20 different industries and worked as a HR manager, but also as a consultant. So as a consultant, you get to see the best of the world and the worst of the world, really, in all the different organizations and industries. But what I started to notice is the similarities between people. So I started to notice that some people were down this end of like a victim sort of mindset, which I call a sufferer mindset. Some people were more up the end of like a thriver mindset. So I love writing and speaking. So they're the things that I write and speak about, and I'd love to come and share my story a bit more with you. Take care.